Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is where you are.
Alright, Truman.
We're doing something a little different today.
Yeah.
Dennis isn't happy about it.
No, I'm not as happy as I play up, to be honest.
What?
As in, I'm not as upset as I play up, I should say.
Right.
Like, Constructed's fine or whatever, if that's your thing.
Basically, I just wanted to try this. I found this deck online and tweaked it ever so slightly. The original deck I found on a Reddit post. I had the name of the tapped out user guy.
I think it was
Samail1 on tapped out posted this, and I tweaked it ever so slightly, just with no testing.
Mm-hmm. We've never played this at all before.
No. I just wanted to give it a go. It looked kind of cool. Part of this is I don't play Constructed online. I don't play Magic Online at the moment, and you don't play Constructed online, so neither of us have collections.
No.
Which means every time we do a Constructed video, we're building the deck from scratch, which tends to mean we stick to kind of a budget. Mm-hmm. This version, I didn't change the mana base at all. I just kind of trusted good old Samail. But while looking at it, I don't know if you need the life, but a lot of the life gain lands there can be replaced with pain lands if that's something.
Shivan Reefs and stuff, yeah.
Fetches as well can go in. This is a Jeskai Ascendancy combo deck with a bit of a twist.
And a bit of value as well.
Battle for Zendikar. The basic idea is you use Noyan with Jeskai Ascendancy to animate a bunch of your lands, and when your lands are creatures, they untap whenever you cast a spell with Jeskai Ascendancy, and they get very big, and you generate a bunch of mana this way. You cycle through your deck, and you make your lands very large, and you kill them. So it's fragile.
Yeah.
The Stubborn Denials are there to protect Noyan the turn you play him. The idea being you go Ascendancy on some turn, and then the following turn Noyan and Stubborn Denial back up would be the dream. The rest.
A lot of mana. How are you doing that?
What do you mean? You're just stalling until you can do that.
Till turn 6.
Basically.
7 rather.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a fairly standard.
What are the tutelages for?
The tutelages are sort of an alternate win con.
Okay.
You have kind of the core. Do you remember we played that blue-red tutelage deck?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the core of that is still there.
Yeah, you got the Magmatic Insights, Tormenting Voices and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And kind of the cheap control elements, the treasure cruises. And then Ascendancy with tutelage is quite a nice engine.
Mm-hmm.
You're drawing extra cards whenever you loot, and that's going to mill them out pretty quickly. If you can't get a Noyan to stick, tutelage is a decent way to do it. Now, the way this deck is built, especially with the tutelage plan, it's very difficult to lose to control, I would say. I think they just can't, like, it's a weird deck to try and interact with.
If you stick a tutelage, just not going back, really.
Yeah, and the Noyan plan can be very explosive, especially when you have a Stubborn Denial to keep a removal spell off them.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the deck, other than the kind of the engine pieces, is built to stop aggressive decks. Okay. So we have 3 Fiery Impulses to that effect. We've got 3 Silk Wrap, 2 Secure the Wastes, and this is my little bit of tech, the 2 Radiant Flames. There were no kind of sweeper type cards in the original list that I saw, and I thought that was weird. Important to note, if you Radiant Flames for 3, you're killing all your Noyan lands.
That's bad.
Radiant Flaming for 2 is usually pretty reasonable, and the fact that it's a kind of an engineered explosives kind of feel, you can kind of tap the correct lands so that you're dealing the correct amount of damage most of the time, is pretty nice. Just having a turn 3 sweeper is really good in a mono red kind of format.
That's another reason to have pain lands, because you can tap those for colorless.
You can indeed.
I don't know why that seems very unlikely that would ever come up.
Yeah, if you have like plains, island,
mountain,
but then you don't have your tapped land either. You know, if you, like, it's rare that would come up. Very.
If you have Tranquil Cove, no, I don't think it's actually possible that to come up now that I think about it.
But Dennis is also here.
That's true.
Don't forget about Dennis. We've also got a sideboard. Again, I haven't changed the sideboard at all. Mastery of the Unseen and Seeker of the Way seem kind of like alternate win con type cards.
See, so I think Seeker's anti-aggro tech.
Seeker could be anti-aggro tech. Mastery of the Unseen is definitely anti-control. Like, if you feel like your Noyan just isn't surviving, maybe cut something and bring in Masteries. It's hard to say. I honestly, I haven't played this deck yet.
Sure.
But there is a sideboard there. Seeker, it's a bit of life gain. Surge of Righteousness, obviously, for the red matchup, and possibly the Abzan aggro matchup.
Maybe.
Dispels are for the control matchup. You cut a lot of your anti-aggro cards and you bring in your Dispels.
Like the Fiery Impulses don't do anything.
Yeah, and possibly your OG size commands as well.
Okay, well, we'll give it a spin.
We're going to give it a whirl. It seems very inconsistent.
Can't wait.
I'm basically just hoping to see what this deck can do. There's definitely improvements to be made. No offense, Samael. It seems like it's a cool idea, and I want to see if it's viable. And if it is, I might do a bit of work on it. Especially the mana base. Like, it's supposed to be built for the budget paper player, which I imagine is why the life gain lands are in there over the pain lands. But when you're playing online, they cost like a ticket at most each. So it's quite an easy upgrade to make, if indeed that is an upgrade. That's something that's worth investigating. So we're going to take a look. We're going to play a couple games and see how this goes.